Are you in love with your business? Well, today we're going to talk about it. Welcome to I Am Reality Now, where you're the author, star, and story of your own reality. I am Stephania,
Hi, Mitch.
and today we're going to talk about being in love with your business, why it's so important, and how to apply it in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, falling in love with your business is truly another dimension of falling in love with yourself, recognizing your true gifts, recognizing your talents, appreciating yourself. It's really a journey of learning more about how great you are. It's a recognition. It's a contemplation. A business is a journey of contemplation, and you recognizing that. And I think this could be a really good episode to discover this within yourself as you grow your business, as you fall in love with your business, the business of the mind.
Yeah, yeah. We talk about being in the present moment and how everything is an unfolding from your state of being, right? So now we're taking this into a business conversation because if everything is a reflection of you, so is your business. And so there's no need to separate and say, like, oh, I'm so good and harmonious in this category of my life, but you can't control business and what goes on out there, it's a completely different sphere. And that's not true because everything's a reflection of you. So this video is here to remind you how to be in love with every category of yourself, including your business, and why it's so important, right? And one of the main reasons it's going to be so important is because when you are in love, everything is in flow. And it is the momentum of organic movement through the development of anything. Like without love, there is no growth. So when I was talking to Mitch earlier, I was telling him that, there's all these practices presented to us of how to habit build and how to force yourself into action and how to push more and even take more supplements and how to get more energy to do more to get what you want. However, while those things might be useful, it is in minding your own business, in the discipline of your mind first, when you are in love with your mind, with yourself, with your ideas, that the action follows. And now you're not fighting against the world, not giving you what you want, right? Like you're not doing something to get. You are in love with your mental discipline so that you organically get to grow this beautiful dream, idea, desire, the vision, and you get to grow it into materialize it, right? You materialize it, you manifest it, but it becomes like a much more enjoyable process. You feel safe, you feel in bliss, you feel joy, and I'm just gonna tell us more.
Yeah, it's really a recognition. You're recognizing who you are, and there's so many different facets of that. You have relationship with your family, your friends, your career, and this is your business. So you're minding your own business. You're minding recognition because everything is a recognition. It's a contemplation. You're aware. You're aware of the mind. What is my mind thinking? Well, I came up with this great idea for a business. I'm recognizing that. Giving awareness to it. And what's happening when we're giving awareness to that? We're in gratitude. We're grateful for it. We feel good. We're proud of ourselves. We're not waiting for somebody to accept our being proud of ourselves. We're proud of ourselves. I came up with this idea, and what happens is it adds up. Do you know that it adds up? Hebb's law, brain cells that fire together wire together. We're creating more like thoughts, and it happens organically. It happens organically. The more ideas we get, the more we recognize we had a great idea. We're amazing, right? Amazing causes an automatic reaction. You can't stop. So I have an idea for this business. I have a way to get a client. I know that the more clients I get, I'm going to have lines for my store. I'm going to have voicemails. This is a recognition again, and I'm grateful for this recognition. I'm grateful that I can contemplate this and I can recognize who I am as love, and this adds up, like I said. So it's a continuous journey of gratitude, of celebrating yourself. How amazing am I that I can have more of this? I had a great phone call. I'm recognizing my great phone call. I'm not just dismissing it. I'm not just taking it for granted. See, that's what it is, really. You're not taking yourself for granted. You are recognizing you're all there is. So that's big. And now I'm on this journey of creating my own business, and I can create this canvas and put this here and put this here and see this here. Oh, I can see how this can connect together. And the more you do this, the more the gratitude adds up because you're getting more ideas. Ideas come to you. You're not figuring out ideas. All ideas come to you.
Yeah.
They come to you from God imagination. That's why if you're in the shower and they come to you because you're relaxed, more of that will be added unto you. Wouldn't you want that? Well, gratitude is the way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's so beautiful, you guys, because I had to learn this myself. And when I realized, recognized, and remembered, I was like, wow, like my business is an expression of the love that I have for myself, right? The fact that I can wake up and say, like, I love what I have to share because I love how influential it was in my own life. And I love my delivery, right? Like, you really start really appreciating yourself, and you're like, nobody else can do it like me. Right. And then you start celebrating yourself because I was like, wow, like I had the courage to do these things. And the first time you do anything is like a celebration, like Mitch says, and you remove that shame, blame, condemnation, the guilt of, oh, maybe if you're in sales and you pick up the phone and you said something that you think was wrong, celebrate that you did it anyway and that you have the opportunity to practice and do it again next time if that's what you prefer, right? Or if maybe lost the first client and then there's no really a loss, right? Because everything is just about the reflecting the belief that you have in something. So you're just consistently purifying. Okay, so if something didn't immediately go how you preferred it, that resilience of replaying it, reimagining it with love. Okay, this is going to be so important. Giving it so much love that you're like, it's okay. I have compassion for myself. I have compassion for the other. I know that I have so much value and love to give because your interaction alone is sharing love, right? No matter what you're selling, whether it's a service, a good, you can be selling concrete, right? That communication that you have a touch point with somebody, whether it's a business or a person, you're like, wow, I'm sharing love because this is going to make a house for them. Now you can imagine their family, like, sharing loving experiences or the business that is growing and the people receiving the money, celebrating Christmas with their families. You see how like it's an expansion of love, really, no matter what you're selling or providing with the world. And it starts really, really, really with understanding that you are love and you get to share that love with the world no matter what you're doing. And it's those like human connections that are going to really make this really magical.
Yeah, you really find you're learning more about yourself. You're learning to, awareness is a focus, it's a discipline. So the more you're disciplined and that you're really knowing who you are, and they're not really they're just
Mhm.
different ways to learn about it. Mistakes are not really mistakes, they're not
Mhm.
judgments. There's only good and very good. So you're learning more about your love for yourself. Even when you get a wound and you get a cut, it's healing.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with it. You're simply overcoming. You're becoming better and better and better, more and more so each day, and you care about yourself, and you're learning to improve and help more. I mean, these are obstacle to opportunities. There's no obstacles. There's only opportunities. There's only solutions. We don't. They're not really labeled as anything else. There's only solutions. There's no problems, really. There's no problems. There's only solutions, and solutions is love. So really minding your own business is a journey of solutions, of love, caring about yourself, looking at things in a lovely light. And that's what gratitude gets you. Gratitude gets you there. Gratitude gets you to solutions. So if you recognize that something's not possible, you realize that I'm possible. I'm impossible is really I am possible. I'm possible, and you
Mhm.
realize that everything's possible. And once you talk to yourself this way, you know you're going to get there because you're always caring about yourself, and that's really what this journey of gratitude gets you. It adds up, and it's almost like climbing a mountain. Every gratitude gets you another notch in the mountain because you
Yeah.
believe in yourself. Like, I'm grateful of this, I'm grateful of that, I'm grateful I recognize this, I'm grateful I got an idea for that. It gets you another notch up there, and every baby step will get you there. And that's what mind and speech gets you. So the journey of falling in love with your business is falling in love with yourself, and
Yeah.
learning that gratitude gets you there, recognizing everything you do in this journey of the business, minding your own business. It's really an extension of yourself, and that's
Yeah.
why growing a business is really growing yourself, because you're
Hmm.
growing everything around you. You appreciate everyone around
Yeah.
you. Appreciation. It's a recognition. Appreciation. The word appreciation is recognition. Who are you recognizing? You're only yourself. So you're realizing how powerful you are. You're realizing that ideas come to me.
Yeah.
I can see this vision. Appreciate. I could see that vision. Like before, I didn't have the vision. Now I do. Let's
Yeah.
like real like recognize what just happened. That's right. You take a moment, say, "Wow, I see a whole vision from this." You get excited. Why did you get excited? What caused the excitement? Appreciate it. Like, I did that. I got excited. I saw the vision. I'm getting excited. Recognize what just happened. Take a pause. Because if we don't do that, we're not going to be aware of how powerful we are. We're going to be unconscious to that awareness, unconscious to that excitement that we just felt. We went from non excitement to excitement. Who did that? Only God does that. That means that that's a creative power within us. Appreciate that. If we're not appreciating our power, we're going to not real recognize, and we're going to be waiting for that power, and then we have it more again and more again, and gratitude starts to be contagious. And that's why it's such a you could say it's important, but the recognition is important. Knowing who we are is important, so we know how powerful we are.
Yeah, that's what it is, you guys. And I'm glad that Mitch was talking about, it's God growing within us, essentially. Like it's such a beautiful journey of self-recognition. And whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in sales, and we say sales because salespeople typically deal with a lot of unknowns, right? Because typically the way it's presented is that the odds are against them, right? They have to sit there and call sometimes maybe not so warm leads to see where it takes them. And what we're saying is that everything is known to you because you're deciding at first, right? You're deciding within the image, the vision that you prefer to experience. And the more frequently you see it within, you give it movement within, you love it. Love gives it movement. When you fall in love with something, it's magnetic, it's like all encompassing. And so you see these images within that you are then going to be able to materialize into the world and actually physically experience them. And you're the conceiver, right? You're so in love with your own success, again, because your success is your recognition of your power that you're expanding into the world and sharing with others. So you don't need motivation to force you to do things, right? You're not like, I'm fighting against this world that's against me. The world is you and working with you. And that's where God is, right? God is everything. God is you. You are the God of your own reality. You are the leader, the operant power. And so you purify anything that isn't. So not bringing the blame, shame, and condemnation of yesterday or you learning how to walk, right? And it's so simple to explain it in those terms of a baby has to stumble before it learns how to run. So it's okay. It's okay if you have the desire and the idea, celebrate the book that can teach you how to walk and then run, right? Like there's so much information from lovely people. And if you don't like one book, we have infinite books, pretty much, right? We live in the age of information. We have so many different perspectives and people and individuals teaching different courses and it's so wonderful that it's at our fingertips and the application again will come through your love for it. You fall in love with a vision, you keep falling in love and it's not even that hard because it's who you are, right? Like we thrive on it, like Mitch says. It's we thrive on the love that we are and just consistently feeding feeding this wonderful experience because why? We are the author, writers, and actors of our own realities. We truly, really are. And anything else is an illusion.
Yeah, this falling in love with your business. What we're doing, and to expand upon what you said, is experiences.
Mhm.
Falling in love with your business is an experience, and there's only experience in yourself. We think there's an outside business, but you're the business. You're the one running the show, and you're experiencing every moment along the way. And every moment along the way is a present, because the present moment is a present. Everything you experience in this journey is an experience, like I said, and it truly is. It's a gift, and recognizing a gift. So when you get a gift, you recognize it. You don't just take a gift, right, and put it in your pocket. You like, wow, you
Yeah.
99% of the time when you get a gift, there is some recognition of receiving. There is an experience of receiving. That's what the present moment is. It's an experience of receiving, and that's what
Yeah.
appreciation or celebration does. You're recognizing that you experience something. We take experiences for granted many times, but when we realize that it's ourselves giving ourselves the experience, I got the idea, I got the strategy, I got the client. It's an experience that you're recognizing that you received, and that's what gratitude is, a recognition of that. That's why it's so important, because everything you recognize, you realize that you did it. You're actually accomplishing. You see, if we're not recognizing we're accomplishing, we're not even going to be able to measure that we did anything.
Right.
We're going to say, like, I did all this, where is it? But wait a second.
Exactly.
Wait a second. Did you not
Yep.
realize that you created a business idea? You created a website, you created
Yep.
a strategy. For you to say, where is it? What's happening? Why didn't I do? Then you've lost the
Yeah.
recognition of the experiences that you did along the way. And that's
Yeah.
why gratitude is so crucial, because it's recognizing the present moment. I did this. A lot of times people write down their accomplishments for this reason, like all the things I did in my career, because that way you could look back and say, yeah, I did accomplish. This is what awareness does. Awareness is so powerful in this way. It's conscious awareness to the present moment, giving yourself gifts, pre-sent presence in the present. This is what it's all about, awareness and experiences, because there's only experiences.
Yeah.
And the more we're conscious, it adds up. The mind starts to recognize, wait a second, I did like 20 things. I'm proud of myself. There's only you to be proud of. There's only you to be your own
Yeah.
best friend. There's only you to be championing yourself. This is what championing yourself
Yeah.
is, the present moment.
Yeah. 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 And yeah. It's just and it really is again, you guys, it's that self-love of like loving yourself and loving how you and only you can deliver something without blame, shame, or condemnation. Like just because one business is doing it one way or one project has one strategy, you don't have to follow it if it doesn't feel good in your heart, right? There is a discipline of consistently growing yourself and figuring out like, okay, what feels better for me. And I do believe that exposure to new experiences helps you learn what you prefer, right? So there is going to be a little bit of like, I don't want to say tension, but when you're doing something new, you're absorbing information, you're trying to figure out if that's the skill you want to develop. So that's fine. But then you could say, no, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this particular business strategy. If you guys actually look at how different businesses are structured, they're so different and everybody's doing it their own way, like completely different delivery systems. Um, Warehouses, like some places are like all over the world, some places are just here, some people are just online, some people are just the middleman, some people are just the marketing firm, so it's like you really get to discover like where you feel the best. And if maybe you think an industry is moving too fast for you, and for somebody else they would love that adrenaline rush, and then you can just be a company that loves to sell candles. Now your your bases of clients are going to be more in tune with your frequency, right? What are you frequently feeling comfortable? More like wellness related things or car racing related things, So there really is this beautiful freedom to love and accept who you already are. And even if the environment around you is different, as you stay true to yourself, everything changes. And I say this because I've been in situations and environments that were very different than me. People maybe spoke differently than me, they moved faster than me, and they had a different way of selling than me. But at some point, they were like, wait, like you seem to be enjoying this, you're very peaceful, you're really calm. So everybody's like, hey, what are you doing? Well, how come you're like not freaking out and super stressed out and like, talking about the end of the world here, And I was like, oh, because I meditate, really, because that helps me a lot. And I visualize and I believe the best of every single day. And I'm grateful, gratitude, like Mitch is saying, like, it's really going to put you in a different game. Like you're really going to be you're going to play a completely different game. And then you're going to be so influential, right? So you're disrupting the system. So just remember that you get to disrupt the system because you love and accept yourself so much that you don't care what anybody else is doing, right? Again, it's just an illusion anyway, but we're coming back to the self, right? Like I love this. And that's why you have so many celebrities that, people are like, what do they even do? And then it's almost like sometimes people get mad. They're like, they don't do anything and they're so like famous and wealthy. It's like, yeah, because they believe in themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. They believed in themselves. They believe they deserve it. Some people don't even talk. They just stand there and smile. And it's like, okay, well, they deserve it because they were like, yeah, you should pay me to just be here, So it really comes down to your preference.
Yeah, it really is about being proud of yourself. Being
Hmm.
proud of yourself. That's what recognition is. Being proud of your talents. You're all there is. So
Yeah.
everything is only going to be from you. Everything you experience is going to be from you. And everything that you're proud of is going to give you results because there only is you to experience it. You're the only experiencer of you. You're the only experiencer of you. So if you think about it, if you're the only experience of you, you're going to fall in love with your business because you're literally creating what you're proud of, and it's just a wonderful journey of doing that because it all adds up, like I said,
Yeah.
and you just start to love everything you do about yourself, and that's what this journey of creating a business does, minding your own business does. It's really autobiography of yourself in many ways, and you learn so much
Yeah.
about yourself, more than you ever have, because you start to learn what purification is. You start to learn to overcome yourself. You start to learn that everything is good and very good. You truly get that picture, and then you start
Yeah.
realizing what you're doing with your mind. You start to become consciously aware of your mind more and more and more. You're not going to dwell on things that don't apply because you're proud of what you did.
Yeah.
Well, and you can't deny of what you did. And it's you're just the creator. You are the potter, and you're looking back at
Yeah.
what you've created and say, "Wow, I've created all of this, and there's more to do." And I know that I can do more because I recognized I'd done everything before that. So I know I can do more. I can build this up. I can expand, because you look at reference experience. That's what being proud is, your reference experience. It all adds up. And as you experience this chocolate, as I always talk about, you're going to taste it more. You're going to want more. You're going to want to be familiar with that more. You're going to wake up more, and it's just going to come to you. It starts to build momentum. Momentum is is
Yeah.
this is this gratitude, momentum, because
Yeah.
like thoughts start to attract, and you're going to have more experiences with chocolate, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's really a journey of love and fun, I think.
Yeah. And when you are so in love with your business, you're not waiting to be chosen. Again, right? Relating it to a relationship where we're looking for approval and validation from an external person, which takes away all the fun from it.
Yeah.
Because when you are so loving and acceptance of yourself, then you can actually enjoy an experience with another in a harmonious way, right? Because now there's no pressure. Now you're not pressuring this person, right? That's showing up. You're not like, you better love me, you don't love me. And then there's like so much animosity. So, in the same way with your business, when you love your business, you're not forcing it upon people that might not resonate with it. You're not feeling validated with the client that says yes or no, right? You're just consistently figuring out like growing more of yourself into it. Like, how can I make it better because it's fun for me? What can I add to it? Like, what tools in this arsenal are available for me to implement and make it more comfortable, make it more seamless, make it more beautiful. Like I'm thinking kind of like your home, right? Like when you decorate your home, you want it to be loving and comfortable and welcoming, right? What's going to make it more fun to cook in your kitchen, right? So then if you think of your business in that way, like how can I make my business more welcoming because I love it and I want everybody that engages with my business to feel at home and safe and loved and it becomes like a fun experience. So here again, it's that attraction of stability and people can feel it. Like it's a resonance, right? Everything is us anyway. So I guess essentially it's like if you feel it, it's just you're just creating harmony everywhere in your life. So it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be separate. It doesn't have to be, I think something I heard frequently before, it's like you can't mix friendships and business. And now I'm like, that's like not the best way of thinking about it. What do I want to make business with my enemies? Like, why
Of
can't I be friends with my business partners? Or, like it's
course.
wild. That's a belief. And to be honest, I did believe it for some time. I was like, yeah, business and fun, it has to be separate. And it doesn't because it's just you. I think that's why the mind like feels trapped because you have to be one way here and another way there. And like then you're compartmentalizing and wearing so many different masks that like now you're just like a puppet, like you're just like, oh, I have to be here this way, which makes no sense because it's like 8+ hours of your life. Right. Like, and if you're actually a business owner, it's your entire life because your awareness never sleeps. So if you're aware of being something, you're a business owner, you're consistently believing and thinking about your business, but it doesn't have to be an anxious of, oh, I can never stop thinking about work. Oh my God, I'm so stressed out, which is the typical conversation out there, right? Like, oh, I can never shut my mind off. I'm so stressed out about my business. But what if you're so fulfilled in the love that you are and incorporating that in your business that thinking about your business is an exciting, loving, joyous feeling. And saying I can't stop thinking about my business is like an empowering statement, Like I can't stop thinking about all the joy I'm sharing with my clients. I can't stop thinking about getting back to work on Monday. I'm so excited. I celebrated this weekend and I'm so excited to celebrate more next week. Like, it's not kind of like mind blowing and it's accessible because if I can see it and we're talking about it, it's accessible because anything you see within is the natural progression of things.
Yeah, and I think the more that, just like you're talking about, the more that you're being proud of yourself, what happens is you become very optimistic. You're not
Hmm.
pessimistic anymore. It doesn't even have a role in your life because optimism is love. Pessimism is the opposite. So the more that you believe in yourself, the more you're optimistic about yourself. And you become certain because the more optimistic you are, you believe what's certain because you always know, you always believe in what you're experiencing. You always believe in what you're experiencing. So that facilitates certainty and that optimism grows and that creates momentum. And what happens is, you start to share this. It starts to become contagious. So now
Hmm.
everyone around you is wanting to know, like, how can I, you share it. You want to share
Yeah.
that with them. Hey,
Yeah.
you start bringing people in. You start to connect. Hey, and then they say, oh, then ideas start to spread. Now the optimism becomes contagious. Now other people
Yeah.
in your team start to share ideas because love is contagious. It's not just the optimism that's contagious. Love is contagious. So they're going to say like, oh, I know how I can do this. And other people you bump into, could be your neighbors, they start to resonate. This
Yeah.
vibration starts to resonate. They want to be around that because it's a field. You start to generate this optimism, this certainty. It's a love field. It starts
Yeah.
to bring in people. So before
Yeah.
you know it, there's more people like you in this world than you ever realize, and it really is a journey of
Yeah.
falling in love with your business, and everyone wants to fall in love with you.
Yeah. 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 And something I mentioned to Mitch before recording the video was I love witnessing and experiencing the miracles of life. So you start seeing more miracles in the sense of, oh, I had this idea, and now the person that has it already has the skill set or has the product I was imagining actually showed up in my life and is, wants to collaborate or even gives it to me in exchange for something else. So you start seeing how your mind is so creative and it can only create because it already exists. And if you can relax into the flow, everything falls into place a lot easier and smoother than you having to force everything into action, right? That's why it's like enjoying the present moment. It's where it's at. And it can look like a journey, like because it's a story unfolding, right? But it's all here right now, right? Like it's all here right now. And then you get to see the miracles of life. Um, grow these ideas into the world and then it becomes really empowering. But I think we said enough about this topic. So, like always, you guys, if you want to add to the conversation, please do so. We appreciate your input so much. If you have any questions, if you have any topics that you want us to talk about, we would love to do that. You can email us if you want to be in our videos. And if you want some coaching, we also have our links below. And yeah, just get ready. We're hosting a webinar coming out soon. And it should be in like 2 weeks, but we haven't decided the exact day, but you'll be advised on when it is. But it's gonna be about really minding your own business and really understanding how to put all of this together in your day to day and like how to process it, right? So that you buy the pro, you become unshakable, you become like the freaking amazing badass that you're meant to be. Any party words, Mitch?
Yeah, so thanks for joining us today on Minding Your Own Business. You're really falling in love with your business and really falling in love with yourself. And a lot of it is optimism. A lot of it is being proud of yourself. And that just is contagious. And that's the love journey of minding your own business and falling in love with your business. So thanks for joining us today and looking forward to seeing you on the upcoming webinar. I am Mitch.
And I'm Stephania, and you guys are reality. Thank you for joining us. Bye.